we think about leadership. We think about the number one job of a leader. It is to make the right call, decision making. And I'm sure you're plagued and have probably seen and been part of tons of bad decisions. Now that might show up in a sense of indecision, which probably is the more common thing. Indecision leads to more meetings, right? Why don't we make a list of follow-ups and stuff? Have another meeting about the meeting. And you have meetings and meetings and meetings, and then you have politics that come in, then you have angling, and you have everything you can imagine. Decision making is the single most important job of a leader. And when they make it bad, which usually includes indecisions, there's a price to pay. It just shows up over time. And when you see people who make decisions well, usually words like, that was really smart, that was really brave. Now, at the point of decision making, you have to be courageous. You have to take 5% information, still make the right call, and then adjust those calls. And what's interesting about decision making today, we love this graphic of the road here in the upper right. Decision making is navigating. You can navigate your own life, but you can navigate an entire bus of people, an entire company of people. Your decisions as a leader oftentimes impact more than yourself, which I know this group is very aware of. Except the problem is the roads have changed. And the roads today look like that. And you have to go from the very bottom left to the bottom right really fast in a timely manner, and if you don't, you lose. And losing is not an option. Losing is death to companies, death to families, unemployment, organizations shutting down. So under incredible pressure and stress, we're not talking about an amateur sport. Thank you for coming. Are you happy? Are you feeling good? I want you to drive. Well, take your time. Just as long as you're driving, I'm happy. No, it's not about that. This is a professional sport. Performance and results matter, and you need to make the right calls to navigate from one end to another end, and the bar is getting higher and higher, and the road's getting more and more complicated. That's decision making that has to be done right. Now, a very simple formula, craft. The craft for a lot of our employees is engineering. Some people think it's sales, account management. It could be project planning. You name your craft. There's a technical craft. At some point, somebody will master over time and get better and better at. You multiply that craft by decision making, and then the new norm today in talent is what we call the 10x performer. Performance at 10x is the norm now. If you just do average, you do okay, I hate to tell you, you're not going to get promoted. You're not going to go far. And in fact, you might actually get let go. That's the way the world works. 10x is the new norm, and there's more and more stories of this one individual who brought a team, who brought a company to heroics of all sorts, measured in every metric you want to measure. But what's interesting about a formula that has a multiplier is if one of the two is 0, your performance will be 0. If you have no craft and all you're doing is decision making, you will get a 0. If you have craft, which is actually much more common, but you don't know how to make decisions and you make too many bad decisions. Now, I'm not talking about every decision you make is bad. So the question is, what makes a 0? So I'll give you the bar they give CEOs of companies. And now, not everyone's a CEO, but you probably have equal strength and decision-making power, depending on the size of the organization you may control. They say for CEOs, an average CEO makes 100 decisions a day, every day. Even the simple acknowledgement, non-response is a decision. 100 a day. If you want to be an A+ CEO, you have to get 95 correct consistently. You can get 5 wrong a day. If you get 15 wrong a day on average, you should be fired. There is no room for B CEOs. 15 wrong decisions and you should be fired from your post, meaning that's what they call a 0. The standard is that high. Out of 100 decisions a day, you only get to make 5 wrong if you were to be an A CEO, and if you want to get fired, just add 10 more. Most of you don't want to make decisions. Well, that's a decision too.